folks in the media don't seem as aggressive, if you will, with this particular administration, this particular president, given how aggressive this president is with the media apparatus. This is our conversation. Take a listen to Eugene.
There's a real fear about what the president and his team will do to their organizations, to them. People are focused on making sure they have their own jobs, they're able to feed their families. They worry about that. They worry about what that blowback is.
What happened to without fear or favor? What happened to the journalists do their job, especially the White House journalists, and they do so without fear or favor?
Sounds good. It sounds good until you are faced with an administration, unlike any other. All that sounds good until you get punched in the face. What is it when you get up in that thing and all that planning, all that boxing sounds good until you get in and get knocked in the face. And so, I think across the board, our institutions were not prepared for Donald Trump and his administration, especially a second one.
And it boils down to power. Eugene was detailing conversations that people had privately. Some White House journalists had told him when he was the White House Correspondents Association president, but also as soon as recently. This administration has been willing to wield power in a very malicious way, and it is having a chilling effect just as much as there are journalists out there still willing to ask the questions, organizations still willing to defend good journalism. There are also people that are hedging their bets a little bit.
Yeah, and I think this is a moment when we talk about these stories, they got subpoenaed, right? We need to really unpack it a little bit because it gets to the point that you're raising. Because there's three things here. One is that they broke their standard. The standard for these types of investigations is you go government first. You never go to media first, and you don't have to take my word for it. 30 days ago, Todd Blanchard was on a podcast with Sean Hannity talking about this very issue, and he explained to Sean Hannity what the administration's policy was and said, we always start these investigations with the government first. We never target reporters first. That's what the standard is. That's clearly not what happened here. They violated their own standard that Todd Blanchard articulated. Okay. Second, and we kind of gloss over it, but it's a big deal. The FBI director ran the investigation from the White House. Mm-hmm. This is very different than anything that's ever happened really in the past, even with all the other attacks. It's hyper-polarization coming right out of the White House running these types of attacks against the administration. So that reinforces what Eugene was noting. And then the kicker, they didn't just get subpoenas. It happened at night. And they didn't need to at their houses. They didn't need to do that. They know who the lawyers are. That was to send a message. Mm-hmm. That was to make it personal, because there are a lot of other individuals out there that they're also speaking to and communicating with these types of actions. And so when you look at it from that perspective, it really adds a lot of texture to what you were discussing. And that's the reality of it. That's the day-to-day decision that a lot of newsmakers are having to make.